The new airport security screenings taking effect right now for hundreds of thousands of people flying to the U.S. daily. Also breaking this morning, the top secret JFK files about his assassination. Thousands of documents set to be released at any moment.
An ABC News exclusive, Ashley Judd one-on-one with Diane Sawyer in her first TV interview since her allegations helped ignite that firestorm against Harvey Weinstein. What she says really happened with the disgraced movie producer.
What would you say to Harvey Weinstein today?
And the surprising message she has for him right now, only on GMA this morning.
Close call. A driver losing control, slamming into a crowded restaurant full of diners at lunchtime. How everyone miraculously survived.
And born to run. The Astros edging out the Dodgers in a record-breaking night on the baseball field, scoring their first World Series game win ever.
The Astros win it.
With home run after home run. The wild night players are calling the best game ever.
Live in Times Square, this is GMA with Robin Roberts, George Stephanopoulos, and Michael Strahan.
And good morning, America. Now that is a World Series little home run derby last night.
Yeah, the game was incredible, but that's not what everybody's talking about. Everybody's talking about the legend who made a surprise appearance yesterday before the game, Vin Scully. He returned to the Dodger Stadium for the pregame ceremony, and the whole time, during the whole game, all they could talk about how they wished he was in the booth. The guys in the booth wanted to give him the job last night.
Still got it.
Commentate the game. He still has it.
Oh, his voice, unmistakable. But first, we want to get to those new airport security measures going into effect this morning for every flight heading to the U.S. You're looking live at LAX as these screening procedures start this morning. ABC's David Curley is there with more on what we can expect. Good morning, David.
Morning, Robin. The U.S. is demanding this increased security on flights that are coming to the U.S. and arriving at airports like this, which means you are going to hear new security questions and interview before you board a flight overseas. It's called Enhanced Passenger Screening. It was ordered by the U.S. government 3 months ago. The deadline comes today for airlines to take part of this. It's up to those airlines to actually decide how to meet this new security system, and they will probably ask, many of them have decided, just to ask all passengers on all flights some security questions. That potentially means 325,000 passengers on 2,100 flights from 280 airports that fly directly into the U.S. But you're going to be asked simple questions. Who packed your bag? Where are you going? It's the Israeli model. It's been used basically to engage passengers to find if anybody's nervous or uncomfortable, Robin. Just some simple questions before you get on the flight.
Simple questions. You better have the right answers. Okay, that's for international travel. But like so many, I'm heading to the airport, have a dinner event later in Orlando. Domestic, international, these security measures, are they going to slow down travel?
Experts don't really think so, Robin, because if you've flown domestically the last couple of years, you've had these questions.
Right.
It's just the engagement from airline workers just to see if you're nervous or not.
Okay. Thank you, David.
And they have worked in Israel. To the White House now, where President Trump is pushing hard for tax cuts ahead of today's crucial vote in the House. In an interview overnight, he struck an optimistic note.
I think the House is looking really good. You know, they're passing this bill along very rapidly. In fact, that's going to happen hopefully today. And I did make a couple of calls. I said, fellas, please, no changes. Just pass it along. We have to get tax cuts.
Let's bring in our senior White House correspondent, Cecilia Vegan. Cecilia, President optimistic there, but we're already seeing a tug of war over 401ks.
Yeah, George, but so sources that I've spoken to on Capitol Hill are not as optimistic as the president on this one. The president has said definitively there will be no changes to your 401k. But the top Republican on Capitol Hill, the person writing this tax reform plan, says no. Actually, there could be some changes under consideration, some sharp limits to what employees can contribute to their retirements. Here at the White House yesterday, President Trump seemed to muddy the waters yet again. He said actually 401ks could be used as a negotiating tool as Republicans are debating and trying to figure out how to pay for his tax reform plan. The big deal right now, George, President Trump needs Republicans in order to pass this, but he's already alienated and really frustrated some of his allies on his continual mixed messages on this one.
And everyone wants tax cuts, always some differences in how to pay for it, as you say. Meantime, the president can make a major announcement today. He's been previewing for some time an emergency on the opioid crisis, but there's some nuance there.
Yeah, you know, this is something that he campaigned on. He first promised to declare a national emergency on this months ago. Sources here at the White House tell us that today the president will deliver what's being billed as a pretty big address on this topic. But he's not expected to declare the more sweeping national health emergency. He's going to call this a public health emergency. His own opioid commission had recommended that he use the bigger phrase on this one. Nonetheless, though, George, experts are applauding this as something that is much needed. Drug overdose is the leading cause of accidental death in this country, and a majority of that it relates to opioids.
No question, it's a national crisis. Cecilia Vega, thanks very much, Ron.
All right, George, now to those highly anticipated documents about President John F. Kennedy's assassination. Just moments away from being released after President Trump gave the green light. This story, more than 50 years, as you know, in the making. Our chief national correspondent, Tom Yamas, is at the National Archives in Washington. Good morning, Tom.
Robin, good morning to you. At any moment, the National Archives just behind me is set to release those secret files for the first time surrounding the assassination of President Kennedy. A moment in American history that has fueled so much controversy and so many conspiracy theories. As you mentioned, it was more than 54 years ago when President Kennedy rolled through Dealey Plaza in that Lincoln Continental with the top down, making him a prime target, that fueling so many of those conspiracy theories. So the documents we're set to get today are secret files that at one point the FBI and the CIA deemed too sensitive to release, but now they have to be released by law. So what could be so secret in those files? Well, experts we spoke to think they have to deal with the assassin, Lee Harvey Oswald, and exactly what he was doing in Mexico City about 7 weeks before the assassination, when he visited both the Cuban and Russian embassies in that city. So why wouldn't they want these documents released? Well, it could be, what did those agents, what did those spies, what did those diplomats know? Did anyone down in Mexico know that Oswald wanted to kill Kennedy? Did they hear him say that? And if so, Robin, why didn't they share that information before the president's trip to Dallas?
People are going to really want to know about that. You keep referring to all those conspiracy theories. So do you think we're going to learn anything from these documents being released?
Robin, there are so many conspiracy theories, from the second gunman in the grassy knoll to the involvement of the mafia to the Cuban government, even one about a black umbrella with poisonous darts there in Dallas. Now, the experts we spoke to say they don't think any of the documents that are coming out, and we're expecting tens of thousands to hundreds of thousands of documents to be released, will fuel those conspiracy theories or add to them. The National Archives has been very, very careful in their language not to get anyone too excited. Robin, get this, there are more than 5 million documents that make up that entire assassination record.
5 million. 5 million, you said, Tom.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, but all but 1% have been reviewed by historians at some time or another. But to have them widely available like this will get a lot of excitement going.
Yeah, it will. It will.
May add to some of these conspiracy
sure
theories. We'll see. And we're going to go now to a possible plot at a Georgia high school where 2 teens are accused of planning a deadly attack. Police say they found weapons and a diary full of threats. Steve Osunsami has more.
This is tough this morning for families in the suburb north of Atlanta, learning just how close they came to a major tragedy.
Obviously, we want the parents to understand that we... Cherokee Sheriff's Office wants to make sure the parents understand that we take this very seriously. We don't want anything... I can't even do this right now.
What she ends up sharing is that 2 teenagers at Etowah High School are being charged as adults for attempted murder after police say they planned to set off an explosive in the high school, directly targeting a list of teachers and students.
I knew both of those kids. They both rode my bus, and everyone was just shocked.
Police have arrested 17-year-olds Alfred Dupree and Victoria McCurley after investigators say they found Dupree's personal diary spelling out the plans and a homemade bomb inside one of the teens' homes.
I don't know that we have an actual motivation for what caused this. We deal with a lot of mental health issues, and I think that may be the case here.
It could have been terrible. It could have been very bad if they didn't get on top of it in time, but they did.
We're told this morning that the high school, of course, is across the street. We're told those 2 students are appearing in court this morning. Neither of them have entered a plea. Police say that the real heroes in this case are the students, most likely, who knew something was going on and called it in. Robin?
They said something. They saw something, felt something, and they did something. You're right about that, Stephen. To see the emotion from the sheriff like that. Now the latest on the hurricane recovery effort in Puerto Rico, a new battle breaking out over a company that was awarded a contract to restore power. ABC's Gio Benitez, you've got those details?
That's right, Robin. Good morning to you. Listen, Puerto Rico's governor has now formally called for a review of how that tiny company was awarded the contract. This as a Twitter war breaks out between the company and the San Juan mayor. Overnight, the tiny Montana-based power company with the $300 million contract to restore power in Puerto Rico under fire once again, amid concerns that the company with just 2 full-time employees was founded by a resident of Whitefish, Montana, hometown of Interior Secretary Ryan Zinke. San Juan Mayor Carmen Yulín Cruz is calling for the contract with Whitefish Electric to be voided. Her comments setting off an online brawl with the company, which called her comments demoralizing. The mayor firing back, asking if Whitefish Energy feels that asking for transparency is misplaced. What are they afraid we will find? That's when Whitefish seemingly threatened to call off their repair efforts in the island, still 75% without power. We've got 44 linemen rebuilding power lines in your city, and 40 more men just arrived. Do you want us to send them back or keep working? And Whitefish now apologizing for the exchange, saying the comments did not represent who they are and how important this work is. The company also now criticizing the U.S. response, calling it a disgusting chapter.
Okay, Gio, thanks very much. There are new developments in last year's mysterious disappearance of California mom Sherry Papini. She said she was held for weeks by 2 women, but new evidence raises questions about that account. And there are new sketches of possible suspects and a 911 call from the day she disappeared. Our senior national correspondent Matt Gutman has been on the case from the start. He has the latest.
I just got home from work, and my wife wasn't there, which is unusual.
For the first time, we're hearing the 911 call Keith Papini made nearly a year ago, moments after discovering his wife, Sherry, had vanished from their Northern California home. Sounding remarkably composed, he said he'd last heard from her.
She sent me a text asking me if I was coming home for lunch, and I said, sorry, long day. And that was the last. Never spoke to her on the phone, never any other contact. Okay.
It was November 2nd, and he told the dispatcher his 34-year-old wife had not picked up their kids from daycare.
I saw her phone with her headphones because she started running again, and I found her phone, and it's got like hair ripped out of it, like in the headphones. So I'm like totally freaking out, thinking like somebody grabbed her.
But as the call goes on, Keith begins to unravel.
Oh my God.
And I understand you're freaking out a little bit. We want to make sure we get your kids.
22 days, not a trace. Then on Thanksgiving Day 2016, Sherry was found alive on the side of a highway, hands in restraints, long blonde hair cut short. Police report she was battered and bruised.
Female needs medical attention. She is heavily battered. It's going to be some sort of an assault.
And in an interview last year, Keith told me his wife was almost unrecognizable.
Keith, a couple of times you said her face, her poor face. Yeah. What did you see?
The bruises were just intense. The bumps from, being hit and kicked and whatever else.
In a statement to ABC News overnight, Keith Papini told us, "We are hopeful that the release of additional information by law enforcement will expedite the capture of Sherry's abductors." But this morning, that new information released by the Shasta County Sheriff's Office seems to cast doubt on Papini's story. Police revealing that in the days prior to her disappearance, Sherry had been in an online texting relationship with a man from Detroit, planning to meet up with him. That man has since been cleared by police, and these newly released sketches depict the 2 women Papini claimed were her sole abductors. But unidentified male DNA was also found on her clothes.
All right, thank you to Matt Gutman. And for more now, let's bring in ABC's News Chief Legal Analyst Dan Abrams. And Dan, it's getting more confusing as we go here, but these new details raise a lot of concerns. How do these affect the case?
You've got to ask yourself, why are the investigators releasing this information? Why are they telling the public that she was involved in some texting relationship before this happened? Why are they admitting that there was male DNA found when she said there were only 2 women? That doesn't mean that they don't believe that she was abducted. It doesn't mean that they don't believe her story. But it does mean that they think there may be more to the story. And the more details they can get out, potentially the better the tips that they can get. So I think it's really important to read between the lines here in terms of what they're saying, to say to yourself, we've got the information, but we think there's more here.
So are they trying to put pressure on her?
I don't know if it's pressure on her or just getting more information out there, but it's clear they don't think that they have the entire story from her.
And they're cooperating, though.
Oh, yeah. No, Sherry in particular cooperating. Keith totally been cleared. So that's what makes this such a mystery.
What? You mean the branding on the shoulder?
Right, the branding on the shoulder. You say, how could someone wouldn't do that to themselves, et cetera, right? So many mysteries here.
All right, guys. Want to talk a little baseball? Who stayed up? Watch the game. You stayed up for a little bit.
I heard about it from
All 11 innings?
Well, it did turn into a record-breaking night on the baseball field. These Astros coming away with their first ever win in a World Series, beating the Dodgers in the 11th inning. And the number of home runs, TJ knows he stayed up. That made a little history there, TJ.
Yeah, God, this is one of the best baseball games you will ever see in your life. I'm glad you got good sleep. So what did you miss last night? You missed drama heroics. You missed the most home runs we've ever seen in a World Series game, and you missed the guy being led away in handcuffs for jumping into the Astros bullpen.
10th inning, Gonzalez. Game 2 of the World Series turned into the home run derby. The Houston Astros and LA Dodgers combined for a World Series record 8 home runs. The Astros went long in the 9th. Then Jose Altuve and Carlos Correa hit back-to-back homers in the 10th. Altuve and Correa go back-to-back to put the Astros up by 2 runs. But just when it seemed the Astros were on the verge of winning the first World Series game in their franchise history, this happened.
You're going to jail now.
A fan jumped into the Astros bullpen, creating a ruckus before getting hauled out by security.
They're escorting somebody out of here, I believe, John. Yeah, somebody got into the pen. I don't know how that happened.
A few minutes later, the Dodgers scored on this close play at the plate, tying the game at 5.
Throw by Reddick is not in time.
But before Astros fans could worry too much if the bullpen fanatic would turn out to be their version of a baseball curse, the Astros still had one more homer in them.
It is gone for a home run.
George Springer's game-winning 2-run blast.
Struck him out, and the Astros win it 7-6.
That's why I love this team. There's no quit.
No quit.
Oh, now you want to be fired up, sleepyhead. Okay, the series is now 1-1. They're going for games 3, 4, and 5 in Houston. Houston has not lost in the playoffs in Houston, so they could wrap this up. And again, guys, last night's game was one of the longest we have seen in World Series history. Went almost 4.5 hours. The game 1 was one of the shortest that we've seen.
They wanted to get
103 degrees.
You got no sleep last night.
I have not been to sleep yet. Can you tell?
Give that man a little more coffee. Meanwhile, we'll go to Ginger. We got some cool weather coming east.
This will wake you up for sure, TJ. Look at that. That's the snow, the first of the season in parts of the upper peninsula of Michigan. They're excited, but the frost advisories, freeze warnings go all the way through the east, and another set that will actually give Houston a shot at a record cold temperature by Saturday morning. Much more coming up, but first we've got to get to the, I don't have it there. The Chilly Cities brought to you by CarMax.
You can now reserve a car online, and CarMax will hold it for you up to 7 days for free. You come in when it's convenient. I know this because I'm from 7 days in the future. Now, don't be frightened. 7 days in the future is a glorious place. After all, you had 2 good hair days in a row. Perfect. Right out of bed. And this car you reserved at CarMax.com is still being held for you for free. Pretty sweet. Or, as we like to say, from 7 days in the future, we still say pretty sweet. It's basically the same.
Well, out the door this morning, grab the jacket. It is plenty cool. Our temperatures are starting out in the 40s, lower to upper 40s there inside the Beltway. We'll get up to 60 degrees with sunshine. But again, coolest day of the work week so far. Now, tomorrow morning, temperatures will be even lower. Colder air mass expected to be over the area. So the frost advisories have been issued. We're going to be starting out in the 30s. Get ready for a soggy system on Sunday. Make the most of your Saturday. Washout conditions expected. The high just 60.
Don't go anywhere, because coming up, that ABC News exclusive, Ashley Judd sitting down with Diane Sawyer in her first TV interview since her allegations against Harvey Weinstein.
Had you heard anything about it? I mean, heard to be wary.
No, I had not. No, I had no warning. I had no warning.
What Judd says happened in a hotel room, how her parents helped her finally decide to tell her story.
Volatile markets. Something we all think about as we head into retirement.
It's why Bright House Financial is committed to help protect what you've earned and ensure it lasts. Introducing Shield Annuities, a line of products that allow